Welcome back to incredibly useful exercises for the double bass, where we condition specific aspects of our performance in short stolen moments. I'm Dennis Whitaker, and today we're going to learn an exercise that'll increase your resonance, improve your tuning, enrich your tone, and actually increase the value and response of your instrument. And I believe it's a prerequisite for anybody striving to play unaccompanied Bach or other solo works. Let's explore the phenomenon of sympathetic vibrations in the exercise for today, glowing tones. I want to thank Joie Nagar for his generous support of this series. Joey has been my go-to luthier for over 5 years. He sculpted my fingerboards buzz-free on both my 1850 English orchestra bass and my solo bass, making them so easy to play, and his tone work on my basses keeps them sounding full, free, and beautiful. Many professional working bassists throughout Texas rely on Joey for fixing and maintaining their treasured instruments. The Joie Nagar prize-winning basses are also wonderful instruments. Please visit Joey's website listed below, and if you happen to be in the Houston area, pay him a visit to play his basses and to see how he can improve the playability and tone of your instrument. Glowing Tones is 4 minutes long, but I often go longer as I discover new overtones and resonances. Control is maxed at 6, Mindfulness is 3, Expression is also maxed at 6, and the last 4 are all zeros. You can see that this demands and develops control and expression. Glowing Tones has 4 main purposes. First, for the development and exercise of creating the most resonance possible in your tone. Second, for the development of sensitivity to the physical sensation of an in-tune instrument in the contact points of your body. Third, for the exercise of increasing sensitivity to the resonance of in-tune notes. And lastly, for training the wood in the bass to be more resonant and free. One quick word about this last point, for a very general illustration. Consider the molecules in the wood as grains of sand on a plate. When the string vibrates the wood, it's like shaking the plate gently. The molecules shift and move around to their optimal point. Generally, this means that the more you play your instrument perfectly in tune from day to day, the more the wood will settle into an optimum position for greater resonance. I've seen mind-blowing examples of mediocre instruments that have become resonant and open after weeks or months of in-tune playing. So, what is a sympathetic vibration? Here's what it looks like. This is my solo bass in solo tuning. I'll call the notes by their played name, not by their sounding name. For example, I'll say I play a G even though it sounds like an A because solo strings sound a step higher. When I play a low G, see how the open G vibrates all by itself? That's a sympathetic vibration. It's kind of a magic trick. It's a string that automatically vibrates when you play another note of the same name. Any G played on a different string will make the open G vibrate. It's the same for the other strings. Any D will make the D string vibrate, the A and the E, they're the same. This is a perfect example of physics and acoustics. Take a low A for example. The A vibrates at 55 times per second. It'll set off sympathetic vibrations on other strings and their harmonics that have any frequency in multiples of 55. 110 is an A, 165, 220, 275, and so on. This means that sometimes the sympathetic vibrations happen on harmonics that aren't the same as the played note, but that are included in another note's overtone series. I won't go into any more math now, but if you're interested in exploring this, there are lots of great internet resources on the overtone series, which is also called the harmonic series. I'll put a couple of links in the description. How do sympathetic vibrations help us? They create resonance between notes and allow notes to ring like a guitar would ring after strumming it. It makes our solo playing sound richer, which is an advantage in a room with no echo. Ultimately, we're responsible for creating our own resonance. I don't just want to hope that a room is resonant enough to help me sound good. If I can sound resonant and good in a dry room, I know that I'll sound great in a resonant room. So let's look at how this works in reality. First, I'm going to play the exercise. Then let's see what happens when I use glowing tones in a piece of music. For the exercise, I play each measure at least 4 times. I'll do it 4 times for now, but in my own practice, I usually play more. I play a short bow stroke from the frog, stop it in the middle, and leave the bow on the string to let the glowing tones ring freely. Don't forget to leave the bow on the string. It's the only way to separate the glowing tones from the principal note. I tune my ear to each resonating pitch so that I can learn to expect it when I play these notes. The diamond notes in the music tell me what notes to listen for. Before I play, I review my recovery plan because once I start, I don't let any mistake or fatigue stop me, just like in live performance. If I don't hear the note I'm expecting, I patiently adjust my finger until the glowing tone appears. Also, and very importantly, I make sure that my left fingers and bow aren't touching the strings accidentally. I don't want a metronome for this. I'd rather just take my time. Now, let's add these glowing tones to a song. This is a fun experiment that I love to do on GarageBand on my Mac. I'll record Old French Song from Book 3 of George Vance's Progressive Repertoire series. It's written in A minor, a key with lots of G's, D's, A, E, B, all notes that make the other strings ring. I'll play the first phrase 4 times, twice in the resonant key, and then twice a half step higher, which won't set off any glowing tones. The first key will sound rich and resonant, and the second key will sound dry and dead compared to the original screen. So there's resonance in the original key, but since we're not used to hearing decay in music, you're probably not really aware of it. There's much less resonance in the higher keys. How can we be sure that the resonance is there? There's two ways. First of all, let's look at the sound waves. Notice that the second key has these flat lines between some notes. That's silence. Compare that to the sound waves in the first key, which don't have any real flat lines because those spaces are filled with resonance from the other strings. The second way is to replay what we just recorded backwards. First, you'll hear the non-resonant key, and then you'll hear the original key with the resonant notes swelling into the starts of the notes. That's the resonance. I've got the track selected. I click Reverse Audio, go back to the start, and let's see what we've got. Cool, huh? It's interesting. And that's glowing tones. Sensitivity to these overtones is the easiest and most important way to create resonance in any of your solos, but most importantly in your unaccompanied box suites. Also, as I play these notes in tune, I notice that when the bass is resonating correctly, it feels free and easy against my belly. When I'm out of tune, I can feel the bass fighting. This means that sometimes I can actually tune certain notes by how the bass feels against my body. This helps a lot in loud orchestral passages. And here's my last challenge for you. Play these exercises twice a day for a couple of weeks and see if you notice a change in the way your bass sounds and feels when you play. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you find glowing tones as useful for your performance as they have been for mine. I present these exercises in the way that I've used and benefited from them. I never intend to say that my ways are the only way to practice this or to approach this concept. Feel free to adapt any of these ideas to your style of curiosity, conditioning, or teaching. Practice this and all other exercises in this series in short, stolen moments, or incorporate them into your regular conditioning routine. Like and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this, and leave any questions, comments, observations, success stories, or suggestions down below. Please check out the Incredibly Useful Exercises series of workout books, available in paperback and ebook on Amazon.com. I look forward to you joining me next time. Thank you, and be well, friends.